Imagine waking up to an eerie silence. No hum of electricity, no rush of running water, and no pings from your internet-connected devices. The world as you know it has been thrust into an unfamiliar quietude. It's a morning like any other, yet profoundly different. Your alarm clock is lifeless, its digital numbers faded into oblivion. Your coffee machine, usually humming and bustling with life, is now just a silent steel contraption. The refrigerator, a reliable guardian of your food, stands hushed and powerless. You reach for your phone, hoping for some understanding, some explanation, but it's as silent as the rest. Its screen dark and unresponsive. The Wi-Fi router, once a beacon of connectivity, is now just another dormant device. The world that was once at your fingertips has vanished into thin air. You walk over to the sink, turn the tap, and all you hear is a hollow echo. No gush of water to wash your face, no comforting warmth to start your day. You realize that even the most basic of human needs, water, is now a luxury. The bathroom, once a sanctuary of cleanliness and comfort, is now a stark reminder of the fragility of our everyday existence. The house, usually filled with the cacophony of life, is now eerily quiet. The silence is punctuated only by the occasional creak of the house settling, a sound you'd hardly noticed before. You step outside, hoping for some semblance of normalcy, but the world outside mirrors your predicament. Your neighbors too are emerging from their homes, faces etched with confusion and concern. The usual morning chorus of car engines is absent. The streets, typically bustling with life, are now silent and motionless. This scenario, as unsettling as it might be, is not far-fetched. It's the potential result of a targeted attack on our critical infrastructure. It's a silent morning that could become a reality if we don't prepare and protect ourselves. But don't worry, my friends. There's a way to navigate through this silence, to turn the quiet into resilience. And that's what we're here to talk about today. So buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the world of prepping, where silence isn't just golden, it's a call to action. So, what exactly is critical infrastructure and why does it matter? Well, in simple terms, critical infrastructure refers to the vital systems that keep our society running smoothly. Think of the power grid that lights up our homes, the water systems that keep our taps flowing, the transportation networks that move goods and people, and the communication networks that keep us connected. Now imagine if one of these systems were to falter or worse, completely fail. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? And that's exactly why understanding the threats to these infrastructures is crucial. So, what are these threats? Cyberattacks are one of the most common. This includes everything from hacking and ransomware to data breaches. These digital assaults can cripple our infrastructure without a single physical blow. But let's not forget about physical attacks. Sabotage, terrorism, natural disasters, all can cause significant damage to our infrastructures. For instance, a well-placed explosive can bring down a power station, while a powerful hurricane can flood our water systems. Then there are combined attacks, a one-two punch of cyber and physical threats. These attacks are particularly devastating as they can strike from multiple directions at once, overwhelming our defenses and causing widespread chaos. And these aren't just theoretical threats. In 2023, for example, a major power company fell victim to a ransomware attack, leaving millions without electricity for days. Similarly, in 2024, a severe storm caused extensive damage to transportation networks in several states, disrupting supply chains and leaving many communities isolated. As you can see, the threats are real and diverse, and they can come from multiple directions at once. We live in a complex, interconnected world, and while this brings many benefits, it also leaves us vulnerable. But by understanding these threats, we can better prepare for them and reduce their potential impact. It's not about living in fear, but rather living with awareness and readiness. Because when it comes to critical infrastructure, the old saying holds true: forewarned is forearmed. Being aware of these threats is the first step. The next step is adopting the right mindset. The mindset of a prepper is a unique one, blending realism with optimism, caution with resilience. It's about acknowledging the world's vulnerabilities and our own, but also recognizing our individual power to adapt and overcome. One crucial aspect of this mindset is being informed, not paranoid. It's easy to let the scale of potential threats push us into a state of constant worry. But remember, knowledge is power. Understanding the risks doesn't mean living in perpetual fear, but rather, it allows us to plan and prepare effectively. Think of it this way: when a storm is on the horizon, we don't panic. We check our supplies, secure our homes, and if necessary, we find safer ground. It's the same with larger threats. We don't need to live in fear of the storm. We just need to know it's coming and be ready when it arrives. Another key part of the prepper's mindset is self-reliance. In a world where we're so interconnected and dependent on complex systems, it's easy to feel helpless when those systems fail. But by developing skills, securing resources, and creating contingency plans, we can reduce our dependence on systems that can falter and fail. Self-reliance doesn't mean going it alone, though. That's where the value of community comes in. In times of crisis, our connections with others can be our greatest strength. Building relationships with fellow preppers allows for the sharing of knowledge and resources, and provides us with a network of support when we need it most. This sense of community extends beyond our immediate circles. It's about recognizing that we're part of a larger society, and our actions can either contribute to its resilience or its vulnerability. By preparing ourselves, we're not just ensuring our own survival, we're helping to safeguard our communities and our society as a whole. So, as we delve deeper into the world of prepping, keep these principles in mind. Stay informed, but don't let fear guide you. Strive for self-reliance, but remember the value of community. Remember, preparedness is about empowerment, not fear. Now that we understand the threats and have the right mindset, let's talk about practical prepping strategies. We'll start with home preparedness. Consider your water needs. Store bottled water, but also invest in filtration and purification methods. You can't store an infinite amount of water, right? For food, stockpile non-perishable items, but also consider sustainable options like gardening and raising livestock. Energy is another critical aspect. Our modern lives are so intertwined with electricity that it's hard to imagine a day without it. Solar power and generators are two viable options. Alternative cooking methods, like wood-burning stoves or propane grills, can also come in handy. Next, communication. In a world without internet or cell service, off-grid options like ham radios or two-way radios become crucial. Shelter and security are equally important. Reinforce your home to withstand adverse conditions. For security, learn self-defense skills and consider home security measures that don't rely on electricity. Moving on to financial preparedness. An emergency fund is essential. Keep some cash on hand and consider investing in precious metals. Bartering skills can also be a lifesaver in a post-disruption society. Identify valuable skills or goods you could trade. Also explore alternative income sources that aren't dependent on the traditional job market. Let's not forget about community preparedness. Form neighborhood watch groups to increase safety and collective vigilance. Skill sharing can be beneficial too. Consider forming mutual aid agreements. These are essentially promises of support between communities in times of crisis. They can be as simple as agreeing to share food or as complex as coordinating large-scale rescue efforts. These strategies are all about building resilience and adaptability. It's about being ready to face any situation, not just infrastructure attacks. It's about gaining the skills and resources to thrive, no matter what life throws at you. But remember, preparedness isn't a one-and-done deal. It's an ongoing process of learning, growing, and adapting. So keep researching, keep learning, and above all, keep prepping. After all, the more prepared you are, the less you need to fear. And that's a pretty good place to be, don't you think? These strategies are all about building resilience and adaptability. Having the right resources can make a big difference in a crisis. And that's what we're going to talk about now. Essential prepper resources. The gear and knowledge that could mean the difference between survival and, well, less desirable outcomes. Let's start with gear. Water is life, folks. So, having a good water filter or purifier is a must-have. These tools can turn questionable water sources into drinkable water, a crucial advantage in a crisis situation. Next up, hand crank radios and weather radios. These devices give you access to emergency broadcasts and vital weather updates, even when the power's out or the internet's down. Remember, knowledge is power. Medical emergencies don't wait for convenient times, so first aid kits and medical supplies are vital. From bandages to antiseptics, pain relievers to allergy medication, a well-stocked kit can handle a range of health issues. When it comes to food, emergency rations are a prepper's best friend. These meals are designed to be shelf-stable, easy to prepare, and nutritionally dense. In a pinch, they could keep you going for days or even weeks. Energy is another important consideration. Solar panels and portable generators can provide electricity when the grid goes dark, powering essential devices and even heating or cooling your home. And let's not forget about defense tools. Whether it's pepper spray, a sturdy knife, or other self-defense items, these tools can provide a level of security in uncertain times. Now, gear is great, but it's only part of the equation. Information is just as vital, if not more so. Here's where you can find some reliable information. Government websites like the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, provide regular updates on threats and advice on how to prepare. Prepper blogs and forums are another goldmine of information, offering first-hand accounts, tips, and community support. Survival books and guides can be invaluable, providing detailed instructions on everything from building a shelter to foraging for food. These resources are especially useful since they're tangible, no internet required. Finally, don't overlook your local emergency management resources. These organizations usually offer training sessions, guides, and other resources tailored to your local area's specific threats and challenges. Armed with these resources, you'll be better prepared to face any infrastructure attack. Remember, being a prepper isn't about living in fear, it's about living with confidence. Confidence that no matter what happens, you have the tools and the knowledge to handle it. So gear up, stay informed, and keep prepping. We've covered a lot today, but remember, preparedness is a journey, not a destination. Indeed, we've navigated the waters of understanding the threats our critical infrastructures face, from cyberattacks to physical ones. We've delved into the prepper's mindset, emphasizing the importance of being informed, self-reliant, and connected to a community. We've explored practical strategies to prepare your home and finances for potential infrastructure attacks, and we've shared a list of essential prepper resources from gear to informational aids to help you along the way. But this is just the beginning, folks. The path forward involves continuously learning, adapting, and improving your preparedness plans. It's about taking action, starting now. Don't wait for the storm to hit before you start building your ark. Stay safe, stay prepared, and stay tuned for more prepping tips and updates. Subscribe to our channel for the latest.